Aaron asks, he says, his business interest has overshadowed my artist in the last few years. There has been some merging aspects. For the most part, I've only painted or created during a 3-week summer holiday. I have artist friends I visit that I encourage to get back into art, and that's what they do all day. My question is, what can I do to prioritize art expression over business? So then later on, I asked him a question about his question, and he said, waiting until I'm older may well rob me of life's joys the painting can contribute. I know deep inside the expression with color, shape, meaning is vital to living fully. How to trade off time at work for the joy of painting is my question, and what are the keys to accomplish this? So I would refer back to what I said earlier about trying that 15 minutes a day, Aaron. See if you can start with that. And hey, I don't know how all encompassing your life, your work is, but if it's 10 minutes, that's something. Any minute is something, or let's just say you don't make it every day, 15 minutes every other day. I will say that if you haven't, once you've really been connected to your creativity, that everyday thing isn't as important, but if you've gotten away from it and feel disconnected, what's going to happen when you do that every day is just that little bit of time, you can feel more connected to your practice than if you just work 1 day a week for hours. And I know this through experience, because I was invited to do a show where I had to create an artwork every day for 6 weeks, and so I started doing, and sometimes the 15 minutes is something I give to my students, because I find that anyone who's very committed can find 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be 15 minutes, you could say 30 minutes or whatever, but all I'm saying is when I did a little bit every day, I was more connected. I always felt like I needed like a big, long 7-hour stretch in the studio or whatever to get. And I found like I was thinking about it. So you'll be, washing the dishes and you're thinking about your piece. You're sleeping and you're dreaming, and you wake up and you have an idea for something, that your brain starts working on it when you're not actually working. So you're actually getting more time in than just the actual physical making of the work. And I found that fascinating, and it was such a game changer for me. So I hope it will be for you too. I would say start with that. And what I love is that you said that you've encouraged other people to get into their art. So that voice is within you. You know how to encourage yourself, and you need to turn that around and talk to yourself. Because I can talk to you all day, that's great, but really, my job, I believe, as a teacher is to make myself obsolete. That's my definition of a good teacher. I want you to internalize that voice, but hey, you don't need me, you've already got it, because you've already helped your friends get into their art. Now another piece is, so many of us have baggage around what that is, and that can run very deep, and that is an inner journey of what is preventing you. So if you commit to this 15 minutes and you find it's not happening, I would go and do some journaling. I would spend some time thinking about what it means to you to make art. Why, what it means to you to give that time to yourself. What reasons what voices in your past might have told you it's not important. Whatever it is that's sort of churning inside of you, shine the light of awareness on it and just start paying attention and listening. And I guarantee you, with that commitment over time, it might not be an immediate turnaround for you. And sometimes if there's stuff, and I'm not saying for you, but maybe someone else who's listening to this now or in the future has some stuff within them that they haven't had a chance to address. And sometimes it's challenging. I know for my own self, I really struggled after I graduated from art school with all these negative voices in the studio making me really tired. I felt like crushed by this stuff. And it wasn't an easy fix like, I'll just write my journal for 15 minutes. We're talking about a commitment to getting in the studio, spending time there, you know, and journaling and doing inner work and whatever it was to kind of work through. One thing I did was The Artist's Way, which is a wonderful book. So many great exercises in there. It's more geared from a writer's perspective, but I found so much benefit in there, and she has some great exercises. So that's a commitment. You can do it on your own. It's Julia Cameron, and the book is called The Artist's Way. And you can, it's like a sequential, I think, 9 segments, 9 chapters, and you do all these little exercises in each chapter, and she talks about all these things, just like I do. I mean, I talk about that's her voice and her way, but I love that it's a self-directed program that you can do, or there are people who teach it as a class and you can join in with others, but definitely get the support. Maybe find someone to do what you did for your friends to do it for you and encourage you, and maybe the accountability that I spoke about earlier.